I don't know what I just have like so much homework due on Fridays, which kind of sucks. So I have like one kind of big assignment due at 5, and then I have one due at midnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should have done it at the pool. Yeah, God.
I was in the water, but it's too hot to be outside.
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah.
Bro, Joe was just laying out for like an hour.
Yeah?
It was fun. Yeah.
We're asking if you're okay.
Who?
Like John and Joe.
Oh,
Are
really?
they there right now?
They just left at like, they're like, dude, like what's Joe doing? They're like, I think that was perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't
Did you get
bad.
tan?
I think, yeah, I did.
No good.
Yeah, but I was like, never mind. I'll like share it later. Sorry. That was weird.
Yeah. Dude, the pool's packed. It's like a party.
Yeah, it was.
It's literally a guardian.
There was nowhere to even sit, like on the pool.
I got a spot sitting. I actually got looked at prime spot. I got a spot sitting on the ledge, like that, like comes out in between the two sides of the pool, like right on the corner of it. Like you know, like the rope. It was like right on the edge of the rope on like the right side.
Oh, nice. Oh, Cruz is coming over.
Oh yeah, for what?
He's gonna play basketball.
Play basketball?
Yeah. Owen's friends are here, and like, I think Gavin should play.
That's fun.
I need to do this.
Runs? Yeah, he's fucking running. Yeah, I went with Joe.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it was fun.
No, yeah, Gavin's actually like been doing good running. Yeah, I just went on Strava recently though. Yeah, he's slacking. Yeah.
Our whole room, like, kind of
Their whole room.
slacking
What? Oh yeah.
in the whole week.
Have
Last
you
2
ran
weeks.
since our run?
Yeah, I have, but
Okay.
not like
None of us have been
consistently.
It's so hot though. I went this morning and it actually felt really good because I went at like 7, so the temperature was like perfect.
Yeah.
It was like warm, but like it wasn't like sweaty. My dad woke up at like 4:30 on Wednesday and ran.
Dang.
Your dad's
In Phoenix or
your
in
dad's
Platte?
Strava's insane. Yeah, bro, Scott takes up my whole feed. I know. It's
My
Scott and
grandpa-
Peter. Uncle Pete.
Yeah.
I'm so honestly surprised my grandpa hasn't followed. Does my grandpa follow you?
I followed your grandpa. I
My-
don't think he followed me back.
Daryl?
Yeah.
He didn't follow you back?
No.
He follows everyone. Like she'll
Really?
follow me because my dad likes picnics.
That's so funny.
And he walks. a
Maybe he
lot.
didn't see that I followed him.
I'll let him know.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, bro. Like, he's literally just sitting up by the trash cans. Did he go to the store alone?
Yeah.
The heck?
Tell him to come back.
He's so weird, bro.
He's special. Oh, how'd your game go? Your second game. Did you go Ethan? Joe, how does game go?
They lost.
We lost.
They were good though.
Yeah, because they
Did
played
you
the same
go?
team the night before.
Yeah, it was. Kalina went too.
Really? I saw Kalina and JC at the pool today. But they were like sitting, bro. They were like swimming in the deep end and like sitting, kind of talking to people. And I like look back and then like Kalina like reaches up out of the water, is like waving. And I'm like,
I love her.
hi. I was gonna walk over and say what's up, but they were gone when I got out.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, I actually saw her.
I
She
wasn't,
asked me to come with her, but
I wasn't gonna up and swim over there.
dang.
I haven't seen Kalina in so long, like actually. I probably haven't seen her in 3 weeks, bro.
Yeah, she was sad about it.
Really?
She wants to see you. She's like, really excited. I saw her at church on
Well, Philip's coming soon, so we've seen a lot of her.
True.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't been hanging out with anyone except my roommates at Floyd.
That's fun though.
I think that's true, right, Joe? Yeah. I've also just been going to bed at like 9:30 every night and getting up pretty early.
Yeah, I love going to bed early. Last night I was a little thrown off because I'm unified, so it's like.
You went to Unified?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Joe,
I'd
you
be
used to
so
all the
down.
time. How's that crazy?
No, I just because I didn't think you would go.
Why?
I don't know. It goes really late. Was it good?
It's
I
so
really
good.
like Aaron.
Like, I don't know. He just speaks like so many things that like stick in my brain.
Yeah.
Like he puts it in like good application, you know.
Yeah, he's
Where I'm
really
like,
dope.
whoa, like I never thought about that, but you know. They talk
Who'd you
about,
go
like,
with?
Secondary students. I went with Bella and Maddie.
So, I would have went more, just like my friend stopped yelling.
Really?
And like,
Garrison was there yesterday.
yeah, classic Garrison.
Bruh. That's so funny. He was there.
Who was he
with
sitting with?
Adrian.
Adrian?
He's
He's shorter. He has the really curly hair.
Oh yeah, I know him.
he like.
Yeah,
You remember that joke?
yeah. He knows you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like.
I hung out with him in the beginning of the year. Or he's like friends with one of my friends.
Yeah. Me and Joe ran into him. He like came up to me and Joe when we were sitting up almost right one time.
He's very talkative. What do you say?
I just remember it was kind of like I remember he left and we were kind of about to sit
It was,
Was
but
he just like believing us?
yeah.
Like
But
He
he's
does
real.
that a
super
lot.
interested.
He was
About your outfits.
Yeah, my outfit.
in his Instagram.
Yeah, or like he said that
It was like
he
it
like,
was.
saw my Instagram or pulled up my Instagram or something. And it was like, yeah, like
No, he does that a lot.
I was like, dude.
He just speaks like everything that's on his mind. He's very interesting. I remember at the beginning of the year, like first time I met him, he had like stolen a scooter.
Oh.
But then he like got convicted about it. And,
Yeah, rightfully so.
That is so messed.
He was like, I'm not convicted, I don't care. And then he was like, he
That's just a terrible.
Alright, I have to do this interview. Can I use your room?
My room?
Yeah, it's kind of mine's messy.
Mine's hella messy too, but yeah.
I'll give back.
An interview? How long is it gonna take?
30 minutes.
Yeah, you're good.
Do you can you please state your name? Hello. Hello.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
All right, all right, all right.
Good. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can.
Okay. Real quick, I just have to figure out how to start this recording. And are you okay with me recording?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, cool. Let me grab my friend real quick because he knows how to record this. 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry about this.
No problem. Do you want me to go in there and you can watch? Sure.
To some of your held alliances, but in the reaction from Iran, we sent the Oval Office a few days ago, it was predicted that they were going to react this way when they're there.
Okay, awesome. I'm back.
All righty.
So we'll just start this off, and if you want to just tell me a little bit about yourself and what field you previously worked in, because I know you're retired right now, right?
Yes, I certainly am. Well, I was an entrepreneur, but then I retired from that and started working for the Zepf Center and I worked for them for about 15 years before I totally retired. But you're probably more interested in the entrepreneurship part of my life,
Mm-hmm.
and so I guess I could start out by saying I have always had a compassion for people that had disabilities, and always believing they have uh, just as much of a right to have a happy life and to earn money and to feel self-confident and have a pride about what they've accomplished. And so the normal world has not given them the opportunity to do that. So the company that it was called Burning Sutton Incorporated. I am the Sutton part of Burning Sutton. Chuck Burning was a little older than me, so I thought his name should be first. So, but anyway, so what we did was we helped find people with disabilities employment, and we had the support of the Ohio Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation and Michigan Rehabilitation, and we used their clients, and we really didn't really focus on what their disability as much as what their abilities were.
Mm.
We were able to find jobs for people that had no arms, um, and we through the state would purchase uh, specially made equipment like chairs that, like for instance, this one gentleman, I'll never mention names, but we got him a job at a plastic mold injection factory. He sat in a chair in an specially made chair, and he would take uh, these. He would push two buttons with his feet, and then the mold would go closed, and it would make the product. And then when it was done, he would push another button with his foot. The covering would come up. He'd take the part out with his feet and put it in a box. This took job coaching, so we had a many job coaches working for us, well trained people that really had the compassion to help. And that's how we started our business. Doing what a lot of people thought were miracles, but these were people that, we took what their abilities were and used their abilities, and that's just one of many examples I could give you. We helped people that were blind with jobs. We, people that couldn't talk, couldn't hear, whatever it was. We would use what they could do, and it was enjoyable. You would go home feeling really wonderful. Well, as time went on, we got bigger and bigger and had offices in different places like Mansfield and Michigan, two in Michigan, three, one in Cleveland, one in Toledo. Just wherever the business seemed to be, supported by the Ohio Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation. They were, it's now called OOD, Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities. So that's how it changed over the years. But we ended up owning several businesses because sometimes people in certain businesses would not even look twice at our clients. Like a lot of clients wanted to work in the pets with pets. Well, there was no pet store or pet anything that would allow, even if it was uh, uh, any kind of a business where they would, medically help pets or whatever. They didn't want to work with our clients because they thought they were afraid, because they didn't think our clients maybe was mentally able to work well and could hurt the animals or something. I'm not sure. Maybe they thought they wouldn't be productive. Maybe that was another thing. So we ended up buying Kin's Tropical Fish and Pet Supply and opened up 2 locations.
Wow.
And started letting the clients work with pets, and and then once we allowed them to do it, for long enough where they could have a resume that proved that they could work with pets and very productively and safely, and in every way, shape, and form what would be to their liking, they would be able to get jobs at other pet stores and things like that. Maybe even a veterinarian's office, which
Yeah.
we did that too. And so we had job placement people that was out there helping them find a job once we've got them in a position to be able to have a job. Then we worked with the people that females that didn't feel like a lot of females, whether they were previous drug addicts or whatever they were, they wanted to make something of themselves, but they couldn't. They didn't have the skills or the technology to learn a particular field like clerical or bookkeeping or anything like that. So
Right.
so we opened up an office called Advanced Specialty Products, and we allowed them to um, learn the skills. And once they got the skills, we gave them a certificate that allowed them to get a job somewhere. They learned how to type. They learned how to use the 5 key and all that, so or the 10 key, I'm sorry. And so it was a lot of different things, but that we taught them. Uh, but I'm having a little trouble remembering myself because this is a while ago.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it was a really wonderful company, and it's still going, but it's called something else, and I don't own it. And it helped people just get a peace of mind and nice feeling about their own self-worth. And it when you give someone the confidence that they need, they tend to learn a lot easier because they feel like, hey, I can do it. I can do anything, and nothing stops them. And sometimes they become entrepreneurs themselves. So then we started working with the prisoners through uh, our mayor at the time, Cardi Finkbeiner, and coming out of prison, they needed a job, and it was hard to find a job because they had a record. Well, it seemed like they all wanted to do construction, so we started SK Construction, Sutton Califf Construction, and we had a gentleman, Sam Califf, who was excellent in construction. He was the guy that ran it for me. So it was SK Construction, well known. And what we did was we helped them find a job at first. But when we found out that the parole officers wouldn't allow them to use hammers, I'm sorry, wouldn't allow them to use nail guns, we had to have them use just hammers. And you really couldn't find anybody a job that used just a hammer because it would take too long compared to someone that could put on a roof or put up siding or just build a rough cut construction, the stick work of going, boop, 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 with a nail gun, where they would be going pound, 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 pound just to put one nail in. Well, it takes a little longer, but we were able to bid lower on the jobs because the state was paying us to put these people to work. So we had, of course, armed people in the area, to make sure that everyone was safe. But the job coaches and the people helping teach them, and we ended up having like 5 sites going at one time. People building houses, remodeling houses, building garages. Just on and on and on. We got a lead abatement license, which allowed them to work on old houses and with lead paint and so on. And we made so much money on that we couldn't even believe it. It's what in the business you call a cash cow, because we not only made money from the work we did, but the state paid us a tremendous amount of money to put
Wow.
these people to work.
That's
you
awesome.
know so we went on and on and on. We ended up owning a banquet hall. Just on and on, just different businesses. Just it was kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
And that is where um, uh, we had a tremendous uh, company and very healthy. And I'm probably talking way too much. You probably want to ask more questions.
Oh, you're fine. Well, I do got one, and it's kind of going along with what you're kind of saying. The question is, what would you say your greatest career achievement in that role was? And if you could walk me through some details and what management principles slash strategies did you use when you were doing it for success?
Okay. Well, I was very proud of the fact that we had such a tremendous amount of, just take the prisoners, for instance.
Mm,
People that get out of prison, 75% of them end up back in prison.
mm,
None of ours ended up back in prison. None. And
wow.
they made a good wage too. We
Yeah.
didn't put them on a minimum wage job. They made a good wage. They could buy a house, buy a car, So that was what kept them, from going back to what they did before, because you take someone that maybe was in prison for selling drugs and they were making $1,000 a day, and then you get them out of prison and put them on a minimum wage job, they're going to go back to selling drugs,
Mm.
So, and then as far as the second question, what was the second
Oh, the
question?
second question is, what management principles like slash strategies did you use
Oh,
in that
letting
role?
people know that they were made by God and God doesn't make mistakes. We
Mm,
were a Christian company. God doesn't make mistakes. And so you have a skill. Everybody has a skill. Everybody has a gift. And we got to find out what it is. We don't want to concentrate on what your disabilities are. We want to concentrate on your abilities. How can you make money? Who's going to want to pay you for what you can do? What can you do that will be something that someone wants to pay you to do? And that's what we did. And then we trained them because they couldn't sell themselves in an interview. No doubt about it. So we taught them how to interview in a way that will sell themselves with confidence and on a level that would be uh, let's say tempting to an employer to give them a shot. And I taught them certain little things that will kind of twist people's heads around. But you in an interview, I told them to look the person in the face, and when they say, why should I hire you, um, which is really basically what they need to know the answer to on every interview. Why should I hire you? And and the thing that they want to say is because this is something I want to do. And my first goal, if you give me a chance to prove myself, will be to make you happy that you hired me.
mm.
Now, if someone says that in an interview and the person doesn't hire them, I should take them on as a psychological client. you know,
Yeah.
so So those things worked. I had a
So,
guy interview for a dishwashing job on on a restaurant on Monroe Street, and because he interviewed so well, they promoted him during the interview.
wow. Wow.
So how about that one? You know.
So it seems like you've done like a lot of different business ventures and
Hmm.
like different you've had a lot of achievements. Why do you
Yeah,
consider that achievement especially impactful or like good?
because I've helped people.
Mm,
I got offered a position after I retired because everybody knew about me for the Zeph Center, which is a mental health facility that helps people find employment and helps better their lives.
mm,
And um, the career coordinator for them, and I I I they treated me like a king. I did the same thing. I helped people learn how to interview well. I helped them find employments. I trained many employees to be that. Plus, be there for what they needed to be for their clients. And then I also taught a class on job placement skills, interview techniques. What you need to find an employer. How you search and how you interview. And So, those are the accomplishments that, when you get a job without even having an interview, which I didn't even have an interview to get a job at the Zep Center. They gave me a company car. I mean, they treated me like a king. But they knew all about me. I was actually one of their competitors, really. So when I closed my business, they were actually happy. So
Wow. This next question is I have a template in front of me, and it's on a scale from 1 to 10, or however, how would you rate yourself on a servant leadership characteristic during this achievement? How would you rate yourself, like 10 being good, like very servant leadership, or 1 not being very servant leadership in
I
that.
think I was probably being modest, at least a 7
Mhm.
on a spirit leadership. I mean, I taught them to have confidence, and then I had to actually prove that I had confidence in front of them. I would do mock interviews with them. I'd let them interview me, you know,
Wow.
and they the reason why I wanted them to interview me was not just to hear the answers that I had to give them, but get their brain thinking like an employer, thinking what an employer really is thinking and what they're looking for when they're interviewing, so they know how important it is to be what they need to be in an interview,
Mm,
so things like that.
awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Another question. Can you describe a significant challenge you face in your role, preferably one that involves an ethical dilemma?
Yes, I certainly can. And it's probably not what you're thinking it's going to be.
Okay.
I found out my partner, who I prayed with and who I thought was on the same page as me, um, was a good man, but behind the scenes, he was stealing millions of dollars from the company.
Wow.
And the ethical thing I had to do was put him in prison,
Wow.
and that was a tough thing to do.
Yeah. Wow. How did you handle it with the people under you and making sure everyone was on the same page even after something that drastic happened?
Well, it helps having a good human resources person working for you.
Mm,
And, because you can't be all jack of all trades. You can't be a jack of all trades. You can only do so much with your mind, um,
mm,
which is why, um, if you know the Bible about Moses, his father-in-law relieved him, let him know that he shouldn't be making all the decisions by being the judge of all these thousands of people and holding court and all of him all alone. So they lined up several people to take care of the easier things, and all that Moses did was take care of the real technical big decisions. And that's what I did. I had a lot of, you're only as good as your help. So I had people that handled things for me, all the way down to human resources. So
yeah.
it's you're only as strong as the people that are under you.
Yeah. I think you might have already answered it. I'll just ask again, just for the case of taking notes. Can you provide one example on how a specific characteristic helped you overcome the situation? It's kind
Yeah,
of
well, I would say that it was God in me, and I kept um, focus on, I didn't want to hurt my clients. I didn't want to have anybody hurt over this whole financial situation that was occurring. My partner was also my bookkeeper,
mm,
and he wasn't paying our taxes. And when you get a certified letter in the mail to the president of the company, which was me, saying that you have a lien on your house and you owe me well over $1 million in back taxes and in penalties, and that it's a federal offense and it contains jail time, prison time. you get a little nervous, and you don't want to make mistakes and hurt the company. So what I did was, I made sure that I took care of the legal portions, but that the business wasn't left, just closed down. Everything was, because I lost heart for the business after all that.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of stress and strain. So I delegated everything. Like SK Construction continued on the same way, but under someone else's ownership, and so on and so forth. The training school that I had kept going on, but I had someone else own it. I sold it, but I made sure that person was super qualified. As a matter of fact, it was a person that was in charge of running it, and just on and on with every single business that we had that worked with the people. So I didn't just let the ship sink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I kind of just wanted out of it, because it just took all the wind out of my sails, being so trustworthy and thinking and being stabbed in my back like that. And a good portion of my retirement, you know, you know, went
Yeah.
awry, so, um, that was kind of where I was. I tried to keep level headed during the whole thing.
Thanks for sharing that.
Hmm.
Moving on to your entrepreneurial mindset. What
Hmm.
what was the mission and vision of the overall strategy of the or your organization or company?
Not only to just help people become more important in their own eyes and more comfortable in their lifestyle, um, but we took businesses that weren't doing so well, and we kind of proved to ourselves and to the people that previously owned it that they weren't doing it right.
Hmm.
We made the businesses work. We made them profitable and very lucrative. So just kind of seeing what people are doing wrong, mostly out of laziness. To be honest with you, it's not anything that I can call myself a genius for. Some people are just lazy, and businesses just aren't run properly because one of my degrees is in marketing, and marketing is the key to success in a lot of businesses that have any kind of a retail uh, factor to them. And so that was some of the things that they did wrong. I even learned to do commercials for myself. I did commercials on the radio for different businesses and so on, and just marketing. you know
Yeah, how important was like your entrepreneurial mindset when you were taking over those failing companies or businesses?
Well, it was kind of based on um, just wanting to be successful, and not letting anything stop me or get in the way. And every bridge I came to, I learned how to cross it, and making sure that I hire the right people, and I got to know, how to get into people's brains in an interview to know if they were the right person or not. And I give them a chance to prove themselves to me. And that's how, and I think complimenting your employees are better than even raises. Although I paid them well,
Mm.
complimenting your employees and telling them what a great job and how proud, you know, I am of them, and what a difference they're doing and making in the company. Uh, you know, letting people realize that what they're doing is making a difference helps people want to do better.
Yeah, do you have a specific example of you doing that and it making like a big impact? Or
Um, of one particular example,
yeah, of like you empowering someone and it making a big impact?
well, I had a gentleman that was working at a restaurant, and he was a cook, and I got to know him, he hired some of my clients, and because he managed the place actually too. It was a restaurant, and he managed it. Plus, he was the cook, but he was very, very, very unhappy. He hated his job, and so I hired him, and I gave him a position over maybe 100 people, and well, actually, we only had like 78 employees, but I mean, he was over all these clients. He actually started the training program for our construction company. We bought a warehouse, and we taught them inside of a warehouse how to build like a garage. And they were, no matter what the weather was like, it was nice in there. And they learned how to build things, and then we put them out into the real jobs. And he felt so incredibly proud of what he was teaching these people. And he really, really felt proud to see what they were turning into. And as time went on, um, I promoted him to teach in one of the classes that I always used to teach, the job placement skills interview techniques. I taught him how to teach that, the interviewing. He loved that. And he was also a musician. And so he went on to uh, recording albums, and because he had the money for the studio time, and he went on to just having a wonderful life that I think he's now retired. So I didn't want to get into names or anything, but
Oh yeah, no worries.
he made something of himself, and it just came from a job that he hated,
Yeah.
but he had to do it because he had children and a responsibility in life, and so he went to work every day cooking and managing a little restaurant, which he hated.
Sure.
And so I think telling people, if you don't like your job, quit.
Right.
So
Wow. Well, I have a couple more questions and we can wrap
mhm.
it up.
Okay.
Aside from servant leadership and entrepreneurial mindset, what are two key lessons or attributes that are essential for success in your career?
Okay, repeat that one more time.
Yeah. Aside from servant leadership and entrepreneurial mindset, what are two key lessons or attributes that are essential for success in your career?
That are key.
You can take your time to answer, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. I think being honest
Hmm.
is number one. And I mean honest with other people and yourself. Know your limits, and that's part of the honesty part. And then the second thing I'd have to say
Hmm.
would be never start a job that you don't think you can finish. And make sure what you're doing is realistic and accomplishable, and with prayer and knowing that you're not in this world alone. And if you think you need help, get it, and don't be afraid to ask questions of people that have been where you are, or what you're trying to accomplish. Use the knowledge and the wisdom to learn from other people's mistakes instead of learning from your own mistakes.
Hmm. Yeah, that's really good. Thanks for sharing that. Last question. Looking back at your career, is there anything that you would have avoided that may have delayed or derailed your success?
Well, I certainly wouldn't have went into business with the gentleman I went into business with. I think I would have been very successful without him, and um, uh, probably had a company that was twice the size,
Hmm.
and would have still kept going once I retired. But um, the actual incorporation was ended when he went to prison. So it was kind of tough, you know,
Wow.
all of a sudden, you know. So I would have probably not, you know, gone into business with. I think, you know, the advice I've given many other entrepreneurs is, if you can help it, do not go into business with someone else. You know, because I you don't run into any problems if you're totally in the business alone without a partnership. If you can financially do it, I tell people to, you know, work independently. You know, so
Well, thank you, Bob, for your time,
sure,
and
Joe.
I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you. Wait, where's okay? I'm gonna pause this so I don't get